the sound will be better. Yeah.
Take two.
Yay.
Okay.
So,
how do you like to be portrayed? Like, have you had portraits done of you?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow.
No. I had someone before who I think like illustrated a picture of me, but it's just like basically going through over my existing picture, but it's not like they
Yeah.
because what you're doing is completely different, and that was digital. This one isn't. It's gonna be
So, but
actual paintings.
How do you like yourself to be seen? Like, if I was to say, this is the image that describes you for the rest of time, and historically in the future also, people are gonna look at this and they're gonna be, this is fucking Alaa.
I actually am more interested on how you see me.
Okay.
Or how you like. What are the key thing visually that you feel like if you don't put in the portrait, that's not gonna be me, for example. So I'm interested actually in that.
Oh, you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me, and then I want to see it. Like,
because I feel like one of the main things that always stands out with me is definitely how you carry yourself.
Okay.
It's very straight. You know what I mean? It's very poised. You take your time. You go easy. You know, and I think that translates into your personality sometimes. Because you're very easygoing. You don't take things too heavily when it's not required to be taken heavily. It doesn't mean that, you know, your heart, like, there's no depth or something. But it's like, it just means that you're easygoing and you take your time, which is a rare quality to have in somebody. And cannot take compliments without being awkward.
Yeah, definitely. That's true.
And your dimples.
Oh, okay.
And always your earrings.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not wearing that one now,
but I feel like your earrings are a very large part of your identity.
Yeah.
In a way, like I think they kind of describe the mood that you're in.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Yeah. What do you think, like, in general, like, how you think you carry yourself?
Okay. In terms of style, I think, like,
style,
because you mentioned the earrings and stuff, I like looking a bit different, I think. Like,
Is it like standing out?
Yeah, I like, and maybe because I do love, like, fashion. I do sometimes notice people when they're wearing something that's a little bit different. So I like to do that too.
So what would be your like ideal clothing?
My ideal thing definitely be like wearing like nice earrings. I like vintage stuff sometimes, so it will be like wearing a vintage shirt or something like that. That's why I love.
But is it like vintage. A Western sensibility?
How?
Like, is it more like jeans and a shirt, or do you have anything?
I definitely have different moods. Like I can be like just jeans and t-shirt and that's it. But I like things that have some sort of like, they are different and unique in a way.
Like a flair somewhere.
Because that's why, for example, I like going to vintage shops. Because you find a shirt, for example, and there's only one shirt. So that's all it means, that like you're the only person maybe that has that thing. So I like, for example, when I wear t-shirts, like it's designed by I wear it from the illustrator who made the t-shirt. So and I always make sure that I follow them on Instagram and all of that, because I don't know, like, artist support. Yeah, I know
support the scene.
Yeah, I know how it feels. So yeah, maybe that's in terms of how I present myself in terms of looks, I think.
And like, what about your hair and stuff? Because I feel like I've seen only 2 different styles on you, and the first one was very brief when you came initially. You had the braids, and then you kind of removed them. So I like these 2 looks basically. I like the natural look. Like I don't intend on, because I feel like I don't know, the hair thing, I think it has a lot of history. Of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Because I grew up also in this environment where, again, there's a lot of, we have different hair textures. And mine was never appreciated. It's never was looked at as like, oh, you have nice hair or you have good hair. It's always like, it should be softer than that.
Right.
So
it's weird because essentially it's not even a Western country where clearly there are a lot of Western ideals that have issue with black hair historically. But this is in Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet you're getting the same sort of environment where you're questioning your hair and how it's viewed, which is really interesting. And is that because there are a lot of people from the Middle East in Africa, or is it like what is it?
We were colonized by first the white standards of beauty.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. I believe that it's everywhere.
You think it's universal?
I think it's universal because wherever, like, I talk to someone who's from a different country, they all have that. If you're light skin, it's better. It's that's more true. Appreciated. Yeah. If you have longer hair, if you have softer hair, that's better. So it's almost everywhere. If you go to East Asia or South Asia or any or most countries in Africa, so
is it just a woman thing?
It's definitely a woman thing because beauty in general
is a woman thing.
It's a woman thing. Yeah, you can, if you're a guy, you can get away with the way that you look, but as a woman, your value is like very linked with the way you look. So if you're beautiful, you're gonna be more valued. You're gonna get more attention. You're gonna get like you might get more things in life just because of the way you look. So yeah, it's definitely the beauty standards are always like focused on women. So we have that white, of course, white beauty standards, but at the same time we have this Arab beauty standards,
right?
Which is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
soft hair,
light skin, big eyes.
Big eyes, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we have like we are a diverse country, so we have the people who have light skin and soft hair and long hair, so it's easy also to discriminate since you have that alternate. Yeah, there's somebody to compare to immediately. Exactly. And in most of us, like in a Sudanese family, you'll find that the same house, you will find the person who has a light skin and the person who has dark skin, someone who has soft hair and someone who has kinky and coarse hair. So it's in the same household, you will find those differences. So for example, my mom has soft hair. Right. So I always was like, people like, it's a shame that you didn't get your mom's hair.
That's a shit thing to say.
Yeah, and I grew up thinking the same thing. Like it would have been, but I didn't think of it as a beauty thing.
Right.
When I was growing up, I was always like, I wish I got my mom's hair because my hair is so hard to deal with. Yeah. And then the pain of going through my hair, I just felt like it would have been easier if I just had that soft hair that you can just wash and put in a bun and that's it, and you don't have to deal with it. It would have been better. So I looked at it as like I just want to get away from the pain of
and the work of it.
Yeah, but it's not like a beauty thing. I didn't think like it's more beautiful, and until I grew up, of course, and I was told that it's more beautiful if you have softer hair.
How did that make you feel?
It definitely didn't make me like accept myself very as quickly as I should.
Right.
It took me time to. I was like, okay, I think that's the way it is. I don't fit the beauty standards, not in any way. So maybe that's not something that I should be thinking about. I could be good at other things. Beauty doesn't have to be one of them. So I just accepted it and moved on.
But you know you're beautiful, right?
It's taken me time, and it took me time. And it was weird because when I saw a girl like rocking her natural hair and it's like the same texture as mine, or I appreciate that so much. It's not like I never saw a girl who had that kind of hair and I felt like she doesn't have good hair. I never had that mentality.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was hard for me to accept my own self, which is weird. Like so yeah, the hair thing is definitely just like my relationship with my hair kind of changed as I grew up.
And now you accept it.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a big part, I think, of who I am. Like it's just
identity. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and in a way, I don't know. It's just like a, in a way, I like the fact that I I I wear my natural hair the way it is and everything. But at the same time, it's always I hate the fact that it's always a thing. Like
Yeah.
I hate the fact that it's everything that you do when you're a woman or you're a black woman or just accepting the color of your skin or your texture of your hair or something is somehow a political statement.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Oh, you're brave. Oh, it's just
There's always a, I was just talking about this today with someone.
Mm.
There's always a comment.
Yeah.
No matter what your choice is, it just can't be left at the choice anymore.
It's not just as simple as, oh, you look good, or that's it. It means something deeper. It means something.
It doesn't have to. It's just a choice at the end of the day.
And it sucks because we've been told that it's not that's not how we should present ourselves. That rocking your natural look is just something that's so not right. That now it became a thing because became a movement.
Which is really unfortunate.
It is,
I mean, I understand the requirement of it. But I think the extent that it's been taken to is kind of demeaning in its own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you just sometimes you just want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just like, for example, when I think about someone who grew up with straight hair or something, you can confirm that. I mean, did you ever grow up thinking about your hair in any way, or whether you're like, is it acceptable, or is it? I mean, especially that I mean, most Indians have the same kind of texture.
I think most Indians do kind of have the same texture. They do vary between. They're obviously not at the other end of the spectrum. They do have like curly and straight and wavy and difficult. But I think for me, my relationship with hair has also gone through an entire thing, a journey. It's been a journey because it's also the expectation of what hair is supposed to be as a female in the society of India. They don't want you to have short hair or look like a boy. So
especially that as an Indian, growing long hair is
considered beautiful.
It's considered beautiful and
easier
doable.
To bury.
And doable. Like it's if you want to have long hair, you can have it. So why would you cut that off?
Why would you cut it off? So I've definitely struggled throughout my life because my parents always wanted me to have long hair. They forced my sister for a very long time. Throughout her teens, she was forced to have long hair. But essentially, I always went out and rebelled and would just have this need and urge to cut my hair until I realized that I didn't want to cut my hair because I wanted to cut my hair.
Just because to make a statement.
I just wanted to make a statement. I just wanted to say that I'm not going to listen to you. And then I reached the point where I just got lazy to want to cut my hair. And it's more, now I have long hair because I just couldn't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't take care of my hair. But I also don't cut it.
Yeah.
And I kind of accept my hair right now. Like, it does its own thing. I've obviously had a very easy hair journey in general because I have good hair. The only thing I've struggled with is understanding how it gives me identity. Because it does, if I were to go tomorrow and cut off my hair, I'd probably cry.
Okay, yeah. I think it's like you don't want to be so attached to the physical things about yourself, but in a way, it's kind of was part of your journey.
Yeah.
Like because I grew up. Like the kind of comments that I got because of my hair kind of made me who I am.
Yeah, so it's
just part of your experience.
Exactly.
Me I never went to a hair salon without someone suggesting that I should straighten my hair or chemically use something to make it use a perm or something to make it chemically straight.
Yeah.
So which is really
bad for your hair.
It damages your hair, but it makes it straight. So and manageable.
It's like a trade-off. You know?
So I never went to a hair salon without being someone suggesting that. I've always heard comments about if only your hair was different, maybe you would have looked a certain way, or you would have looked more beautiful or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of shapes who you are in a way. So in a way you are kind of attached to physical things about yourself, or you have a certain relationship with physical aspects of yourself because of it's linked to something. It's linked to a deeper experience or something. So hair could be one of them. Yeah.
So how would you like your hair to be presented? Because I wouldn't know that. Like I wouldn't know if I would do justice to something like that unless you told me how you, because I feel like that's something so personal that I wouldn't want to get that wrong. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because for example, when I draw most of the figures that I draw are of women, and they're usually like rocking either like an afro or like the style that I'm doing right now, or braids, or thank you, or braids or something like that. It's always some sort of like
characteristic
of African hair. Yeah. So I would be fine with any of like those of these things. I personally love my afro more than
noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah, I think I'll feel more comfortable because it took me time to be
accepting
to accept it and be okay with it and like it. So that's why I feel good about it now. So yeah.
That's interesting. Keep that in mind. All right, I think I have everything, hopefully.
Yes.
I hope I do justice. I feel like I